Namor the Submariner makes his MCU debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This legendary comic book character, literally the first Marvel character, along with the original android Human Torch, first appeared in Marvel Comics #1 in 1939. In his long history from the golden age of comics to the present, Namor has featured in many great storylines. The best Namor comic storylines often intersect with major Marvel Universe events, especially regarding the Fantastic Four. His more recent stories likely inspire the upcoming movie as he routinely finds himself at odds with Black Panther and Wakanda. This complex figure factors heavily into Marvel Comics history, and he certainly will in the MCU as well. Menace of the Future World Namor featured in great comic book storylines early on, including as a member of the All-Winners Squad, an early superhero team including Captain America, Bucky, and other Golden Age characters. Menace of the Future World, the team's second and last Golden Age story, provided a template almost for later Marvel Comics by pitting the team against a villain from the future. Future Man bears a mild resemblance to Kang the Conqueror, whose many powerful variants terrorize Marvel Comics beginning in the Silver Age. This comic plants many seeds for Namor and the Marvel Universe that the comics and now the MCU pay off. The Red Skull Strikes Marvel Comics grandfathered the All-Winners Squad into continuity in the Red Skull Strikes, a key comic book storyline from the 1975 Invaders series. The Invaders themselves took inspiration from the Golden Age team, and this storyline folds in Namor's World War II history with Marvel canon in a way the upcoming movie may depict. Even if the movie avoids World War II, Namor's Golden Age history likely plays out in live action at some point, and this storyline serves as the springboard for many characters and ideas the MCU likely adapts. The Illuminati. The MCU introduced the Illuminati and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness without Namor, but he may appear in other versions. Comic book fans know the Illuminati play a major role in several modern Marvel Comics storylines, and their own history, beginning in New Avengers #7, shows Marvel's best at their worst. Namor always serves as an anti-hero in the comics, but the Illuminati shows many long-standing heroes like Reed Richards and Professor X as less than noble, especially when they make decisions like banishing Hulk from Earth or erasing Captain America's memory. Their comic storyline plays out in many threads leading up to the 2015 Secret Wars. The Avengers Defenders War. Namor plays a key role in the Avengers Defenders War, a key storyline that pits the two heroic teams against each other. Namor serves on the Defenders in this storyline, running between the Avengers #116-118 and the Defenders #911 in 1973. The storyline reveals an early insight into a now standard Marvel trope: heroes fighting each other thanks to the manipulations of villains. In this case, Namor and the Defenders fight a powerful Avengers comic roster over the Evil Eye. They ultimately learn they are all pawns of Loki and Dormammu, both among the most powerful magical beings in the Marvel Universe. Atlantis Attacks runs through Marvel Comics 1989 annuals and brings Namor's most powerful comic book villains together in an epic clash between land and sea that likely unfolds in the MCU eventually. Attuma, Namor's constant villain, challenges Namor once again, but this time it's in the service of other villains, Lyra and the Lemurians. The Lemurians connect to the Eternals and deviants in their ancient past. In fact, a deviant named Gore instigates the entire plot by trying to summon an ancient god named Set. The depths Namor's 80+ years in comics provide a lot for new readers to catch up on. Several comic book storylines seek to update his origin for new generations, and 2008's The Depths numbers among the best. The story, with outstanding painted art by Esad Ribi, follows a scientist as he tries to prove Atlantis actually exists. It leads to terrifying results. The story reframes Namor in many ways as a frightening figure and tries to depict the reality of his circumstances and his power, something the upcoming movie may attempt to do as well. Avengers vs. X-Men. A tidal wave seems to crash into Wakanda in the trailer for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and this plot point certainly takes cues from a devastating moment in Avengers vs. X-Men. This epic crossover, among the most important Marvel Comics events, sees Namor unleash an apocalyptic tidal wave against Wakanda while using the Phoenix Force. This ruthless act comes as Namor fights on behalf of the X-Men against Black Panther and the Avengers over Hope Summer's fate. While the circumstances clearly differ in the movie, it seems that Namor may be behind the tidal wave in live action as well. Sturm and Drang. The movie may also look beyond Namor's actions in Avengers vs. X-Men for inspiration. Namor and Black Panther collide in an earlier comic book storyline, Sturm and Drang, from the late 1990s. Written by Christopher Priest with art by Sal Velluto, this storyline sees Wakanda and Atlantis come to blows over tensions with the Lemurians. This storyline remains key because it ultimately involves Dr. Doom. Doom later conspires to undermine Wakanda to gain its vibranium, and he could be behind the tensions between Wakanda and Atlantis in the MCU. Fighting Attuma. Comic book fans know Attuma constantly challenges Namor for Atlantis' throne, and he may in the movies as well. Attuma first appears in Fantastic Four number 33, a critical story that establishes the character, his dynamics with Namor, and Namor's ability to flow back and forth between hero and villain. Namor teams up with his constant rivals the Fantastic Four to push back Attuma's all-out war on Namor's rule, and by extension, the surface world, a plot point the MCU may incorporate as Attuma appears in the upcoming movie. The Return. Namor disappeared from comic books in the late 1940s but returned in Fantastic Four number 4 in 1962. His return integrated the timely comics Golden Age era with the newly minted Marvel Universe and established a key connection to the French francs that more than likely pays dividends in the MCU going forward. Though this particular comic book story now seems quaint by modern standards, with Namor beginning a constant fixation on the Invisible Woman, it sets out many key aspects of his character and relationships in the comics.